There's a version of myself that I used to think I'd grow out of. The one at the party who finds a corner. The one at the dinner table who listens more than speaks. The one who leaves early and doesn't say goodbye. I used to tell myself it was temporary, a phase, that adulthood would smooth the edges, make me easier in crowds, more natural in groups. I don't tell myself that anymore. It started with a message, a group chat I'd muted months ago. Someone from work, Maya, was organizing a dinner. "Nothing formal," she wrote, "just drinks and food. You should come." There were 14 people in the chat. 11 had replied with variations of yes or sounds fun or emojis I didn't understand. I typed, "I'll try," and muted it again. The restaurant was the kind of place that looks better at night. String lights, exposed brick, loud enough that you don't have to worry about silences. I arrived late on purpose. Not fashionably late, just late enough that everyone would already be settled, already in conversation, already past the moment of arrival where all attention lands on the door. I found them at a long table near the back. Maya waved. Someone slid a chair out. I sat down, ordered a glass of wine, and became the version of myself I've always been at these things. Present, but not participating. Smiling when someone looked at me, laughing a beat after everyone else. The person who is there, but not there. Across the table, 2 women were discussing a trip they'd taken together last year. They were showing photos on a phone, leaning in, laughing at something only they understood. I watched them the way you watch a nature documentary, curious, distant, aware that you're observing something you can't quite access. And then, for no reason I could name, I was somewhere else. I was 17, at a house party I hadn't wanted to attend, the kind where someone's parents were away and the basement was full of people, and the music was loud enough to feel in your chest. I was standing near the stairs, holding a red cup I didn't drink from, watching a group of girls from my English class dance in a circle. They were laughing, arms around each other, mouths moving to words I couldn't hear over the bass. I remember thinking, this is what it looks like. This is what I'm supposed to want. I stayed for an hour. Then I texted my mom to pick me up early. I told her I had a headache. That wasn't a lie. I did have a headache, the kind that comes from trying to be somewhere you don't belong. The memory faded. I was back at the restaurant. Maya was telling a story about her cat. Everyone was laughing. I laughed too, a little late, a little quiet. No one noticed. No one ever notices. That's the thing about being the quiet one. You're given permission to disappear in plain sight. I thought about the girl at the party, 17, watching the dancers. I thought about myself now, 27, watching the women with the photos. And I realized she's still here. That girl didn't go anywhere. She just got older. She learned to arrive late, to sit at the edge, to laugh at the right times. But inside, she's still standing by the stairs, cup in hand, wondering what it would feel like to be in the circle. After dinner, everyone wanted to go to another place, a bar down the street. I made my excuses. Early meeting, long day. They didn't push. They never push. I walked to my car alone, and the air was cold and clean, and I felt something I couldn't name. Not sadness, not loneliness, just recognition, a quiet acceptance of the shape of my life. I sat in the car for a few minutes before starting the engine. The restaurant lights reflected in the rear view. Through the window, I could see them at the bar, already settled into a booth, already continuing without me, and I felt no urge to be there. That's the part that used to worry me, the absence of wanting. When I was younger, I thought wanting would come, that one day I'd wake up and crave the noise, the crowd, the easy laughter. But it never came, and somewhere along the way, I stopped waiting for it. I drove home. My apartment was dark and quiet. I made tea, sat on the couch, and scrolled through photos on my phone. I found one from years ago, a party I almost forgotten. I was in the background, slightly out of focus, standing near a wall. Everyone else was mid-laugh, mid-dance, mid-moment. I was just there, watching. The same expression I'd worn at the restaurant, the same expression I'd worn at 17. I didn't delete it. I don't know why I'd keep it, but I did. That night, I lay awake for a while, thinking about the women with the photos. Not with envy, with curiosity. I wondered what it felt like to be in the circle, to belong so completely that you don't have to think about belonging. And I wondered if they ever looked at someone like me and felt curious too, if they ever wondered what it's like to stand apart, to watch, to carry your solitude like a quiet possession. Probably not. Most people don't think about the ones at the edge. That's what makes it the edge. In the morning, I woke up and went to work. Maya said, "You missed a good night." I said, "Next time." We both knew that wasn't true, but it's what you say. It's the script. And the script is fine. I've learned to follow it, to arrive late, to laugh on time, to make my excuses. The script protects me. It gives me a way to be in the world without having to explain why I'm not really in it. But at night, alone, with the tea and the quiet, I return to myself, the girl at the party, the woman at the edge, the one who watches. And I don't wish to be different anymore. I just wish I'd known sooner that different never comes, that you are who you are, and the only choice is whether to make peace with it or fight it forever. I've stopped fighting. That's not defeat. It's just the shape of things, the shape of me. And somewhere, at a party I'll never attend, in a circle I'll never join, someone else is standing near the stairs, holding a cup they don't drink from, watching. And I hope they know, someday, that they're not broken. They're just built for a different kind of gathering, one that happens in silence, in cars parked outside restaurants, in apartments lit only by phone screens, one that doesn't look like belonging but feels like home. I finished my tea, I went to sleep, and in the morning I woke up and did it all again. Not because I had to, because this is the life I have, the only one. And it's enough.